My name's Kelli Beecham and I'm the Director of GoFigured Bookkeeping, and we're based in Brisbane, Australia. So around 2 years ago, there was a bit of a talent shortage in Brisbane. I've always hired staff locally. We've got quite a big office in Brisbane, but I had to think a little bit outside the square, and then I met Tiffany, and she encouraged me to have a look at offshoring some staff because I couldn't get them locally. And I think that was the turning point. I think it was meeting Tiffany gave me the confidence to do it, because prior to that, I really didn't know who to go to. So once we got our first offshore bookkeeper, Jenny, who's amazing, I knew that it could work. And then our next challenge was a pretty good challenge to have. We just had so much work, new work coming in. So I then had the solution. Where I could balance the team both in Brisbane and offshore and just come up with a really nice balance to meet all our clients' needs. So that was the challenge fixed. It wasn't long after we then got our second and third offshore bookkeeper. So we've now got the three girls. Yeah, no, the three girls have been amazing. I think probably it was more a learning curve for us, because we've never had to teach, via Teams. Before we've always been in the office together. So, but once the girls probably got used to our teaching style, and I think we kind of then got into a bit of a rhythm. And no, the girls are great. We know that we can give them challenging work. We know that they'll come back to us with questions, which is really important. We just love them being part of our team. Yes, very surprised. So we get given a lot of what we call rescue work. So a rescue file is a file that has had work done on it and the work's not great. So I suppose our only knowledge of the work done offshore was this type of work. We don't ever get to see the good work, because we do the good work. Mm-hmm. And, so we only see the bad work when clients need to change bookkeepers. So it wasn't a good sample. And that was one of the conversations that I had with Tiffany. And that's when Tiffany said, you're only seeing one side of the work. You need to have a look at the other side. And I was like, okay, all right. I'm happy to do that. And yeah, I'm so glad I did. I think this trip's a little bit different to the first trip. The first trip, I brought over two of my senior bookkeepers, so there was three of us. So we worked one-on-one with the three girls, and we had a lot of things to teach them. So we spent a lot of time, talking about internal programs, processes, and then this trip is a lot less of that, but I've brought two different bookkeepers. So I've brought Beth and Amanda with me, and they have clients, with the girls. So just giving them the opportunity to sit down with them personally. We can achieve everything over a Teams meeting, but there's nothing nicer than sitting side by side in front of a screen and teaching that way. So eventually it would be really nice if I can get every year someone different, so that they all get to meet. And because I just think that team building is so important, and we can't do that with the girls unless we're here. So we kind of just over the year made a list of the tricky things that we wanted to talk about, and we left all of those things for here because we knew that we'd be more productive in person. So yeah. Yes, and in actual fact, there's a lot of discussion amongst the team back in Brisbane as to who might get to come next year. So it's a little bit of a reward, you know. So I might not even come next year. You know, it might be 3 of the team. So yeah, it'd be really nice if everyone gets to meet the 3 girls, and who knows, next year we might have 4. So yeah. So, I mean, obviously I had my own concerns and I just had to put those aside. Obviously, you know, Tiffany and her team have found me excellent bookkeepers. So, you know, that's really helpful. I think the other piece of advice was I did a little bit of research. Tiffany made me do some research on just some of the cultural differences. Sometimes we can be a little bit loud, you know, and my girl, they're used to it now, but I'm not quite sure whether they knew how to take that. And meeting us in person probably helped with that, because, you know, you can judge what's being said personally a little bit more. Yeah, you know, oh, she's joking, you know. So, and I just think that, I just think being here, you know, getting to know them better. And I think the other thing too is we have a meeting every morning at 9 o'clock. Sometimes it doesn't go for very long. In fact, we don't want it to go for very long, but it's done so that they're very much a part of the team. We would never ever want the team here to think that they were just forgotten. So we include them in everything, and coming here is also our way of acknowledging to them how important they are to us, and you know, they really are part of the team. So much so that we're happy to jump on a plane for 8 hours and come and say hello to them. Yeah.